The day Rome died. The assassin in your pocket. Intro: The Great Illusion. Do you think you know how ancient Rome fell? Most people imagine barbarians breaking down the gates or legions collapsing on the battlefield. But what if I told you the real killer wasn't arrows or spears, but those tiny coins in the pockets of the Roman people? Today we're diving into history's first great financial crisis and why it is eerily similar to the world we live in today. Step into the arena, because this is where the matrix of money begins. The numbers of betrayal, the evaporation of silver. For centuries, the power of Rome was tied to a pure silver coin called the denarius. This wasn't just currency. It is the empire's foundation of trust. However, ruling an empire, feeding the legions, and building massive aqueducts became a bleeding wound for the economy. When Rome's treasury melted away, the emperors were too afraid to ask the people for more taxes. Instead, they turned to a more sinister path, secretly stealing the silver from inside the coins. Looking at the numbers, during the reign of Emperor Augustus, a coin was 95% pure silver. By the 3rd century, that ratio had plummeted to less than 5%. What was once a brilliant silver coin had become nothing more than a worthless piece of copper thinly plated in silver. By the time the public noticed this fraudulent money, it was already too late. The monster of inflation had awakened. History repeats, echoes of today. Does this sound like ancient history to you? Think again. Rome's debasement game is no different from modern or past governments printing money out of thin air. In fact, it all began in 1944 with Bretton Woods, when the entire world was tied to the dollar and the dollar to gold. But in 1971, this last link was severed. The world was then imprisoned in a system of imaginary values, much like Rome's silverless copper coins. Whether it was the Germans in 1923 carrying money in wheelbarrows, or Zimbabwe's trillion-dollar banknotes, they were all copies of Rome's famous mistake. The Great Lesson and Outro. Rome taught us a vital lesson. The destruction of money is the destruction of empires and states. Once trust evaporates, society itself begins to unravel. Real wealth is not found in numbers on a screen. It is found in real assets and skills. The barbarians at the gate merely finished the job, but the real assassin was right in the heart of the treasury. If this economic mythos intrigued you, please subscribe, because history hides the answers, and we will continue to uncover them for you.